must be an angel watching over me.
Hey, we are back with a repeat offender from just 1 week ago. He had so much fun he had to come back. This is FeRRiS BuTLeR. FeRRiS BuTLeR is the reason for so many funny things that have happened in this planet. Isn't this true?
Yes, you could say that. I mean, you know, there's been trillions of things that happened, and I'm
responsible
at least for 690 things. Yeah.
That's a good number. 69 plus an O.
Well, if you count the individual sketches or the bigger heading, like the show itself, you know, the show Waste Meat News was the first cable comedy show in the 1970s in the history of cable.
Wow.
Which was the underground garage band version we talked about last week of Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Saturday Night Live,
which is where you got your material from.
Oh, no, I did not. Vice versa.
No, I mean, you took your material from there and brought it to Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
that's what I know.
They got material, they stole ideas from me, which, you know, that's the way it works. I know these other guys were talking about plagiarism. They never plagiarized, but they took an idea here and there. And I did eventually write new stuff for them as a employee of National.
Have you ever seen Saturday Night Live?
I'm just
I mean, it's a many different shows. In 1935, 37 years ago, it was this punk, you know, revolutionary show.
Definitely.
Now it's a very standard, you know, satire show. But I brought material to them that I had done on a show called Waste Meat News in the 1970s, which was a like this low budget, but funnier and better than the things that cost $628,000.
So what do you recommend to people like that start like this?
Well, I recommend promotion. A lot of, you know, get the audio, get your equipment as, even though it's cheap, if you're using cheap equipment compared to the big national distributed things, it doesn't matter. Even if you have $2,000–3,000 worth of equipment, simple equipment, cameras now are broadcast quality practically with digital. So you don't even need more than a few bucks compared to the 100, 300,000, billions of ways.
Yeah.
You just need to buy digital equipment, have your audio good, and to just plan it out on a piece of paper, and whatever you do best, just do it. That je ne sais quoi stuff that everybody has could sell just as big as the Ray Romano show, or 2.5 turkeys, or whatever.
So what are you doing today, actually?
Well, these days I'm still doing the FeRRiS BuTLeR program on public access in New York, trying to keep the showcase going there.
And it's every Sunday?
And every Sunday, and as a comedy showcase. And I'm excited about what you're doing. This whole web broadcast thing, I really haven't tapped into it. So my advice would be, use this web broadcast thing. I mean, they may change the rules one of these days with the web, but while it's still on, use it and get promotion, get news articles if you can anyway on other.
Well, we did get a New York Times little write-up, which was really nice.
I read about that.
Yeah.
And so for the young artists, whether it's music or it's the video, your quality is better than the major.
Oh, thank you, FeRRiS BuTLeR.
You guys, and I noticed. I mean, I've been hanging around for years. I was sitting around with John Goodman when he was not well known and he was struggling.
And it is the day that Roseanne got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And it's up in the air now with this internet stuff.
It's true. Even for musicians too. Like it's like it's a playing field for all. It's really who.
If you have an inimitable quality about anything, like the Dylans in those days, they were different. But it was hard to get on Columbia Records or whatnot. Somehow he did.
Yeah.
If he didn't get on Columbia Records, we wouldn't know about Bob Dylan.
Do you have a favorite singer or artist?
Yes, Neil Young.
I like Neil Young.
And the new singers I like too. I mean, but I don't know too many of the new alternative groups. I like a lot of them, but him and I guess Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Yeah, well, they kind of went together.
They're still peering into things, and I don't know.
What television shows do you like today?
British rockers.
What television shows do you
Right now, I just don't watch television. It's so bad. I mean, I just
A lot
look
of
at
people feel this
YouTube.
way.
Really, it's
Yes.
this may give away my age. I stopped watching I watch television, and it was occasionally I'll put it on, but none of the productions. I stopped watching sitcoms when I was 16. I got bored. with them.
Wow.
Yeah, because
That's before you were
Yeah.
on all these like.
yeah, when I was
Saturday Night Live.
still in the end of high school, I was living in Brooklyn, like a lot of people here from
Right.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, yeah.
Brooklyn.
And yeah, I just got so bored with it. I liked Ernie Kovacs when it was on TV. I liked Laughing, even though that was a little
Laughing.
boring.
Did you ever see Laughing?
No, but
Well,
we
you can
want
see
to
it on
know.
YouTube. It
Yeah.
had its weak moments, but it was,
Classic. It was
different.
innovative.
It was revolutionary.
Definitely.
It was a lot of little things. And I liked the Monty Python show, which
Okay.
was
Yes.
on PBS.
Yes.
And that sort of got me into writing comedy.
Interesting.
That was sort of my
Inspiration.
as they say, influence,
Right.
inspiration, which eventually made me do that show in the 70s,
Yeah.
a pioneer show like this is a pioneer medium here, the web,
Right.
the cable, even HBO is like LSD. What's this?
Right.
Wow,
It's not
cable.
TV. It's HBO.
You know, so and then.
Do you watch HBO?
Occasionally, because they have good documentaries and made-for-TV movies.
Right.
And some of the series, yeah, like yeah, the one about the Atlantic City.
Okay, you like
Empire.
that one? Do you know where they shoot that?
In a
Rockaway.
studio.
In Rockaway Beach.
Rockaway.
I was, on,
So did you go to
was playing
Jersey?
in Rockaway, and and they were like,
Mm.
last week they were all out here. They had pictures all of it.
You know,
the
I would
show.
love to go and see that
Yeah.
because it looks like I guess.
You
it
know
looks
why?
Like Atlantic
Because
City.
Buscemi grew up there.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure he grew up on Rockaway, and he grew
Yeah.
up, so he wants to do it there.
I can, and they had to build a whole new set in Rockaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't go to Atlantic City.
Don't
obviously.
quote me on anything.
I heard it's a whole big set. They recreated that era, the
Yeah.
1920.
The costumes are so
Well,
good.
what I'm saying is, I do watch that among a few other things, but basically, I hate television just like everything. Everybody does now. That's why there's this whole new revolution
Yeah.
taking place. But as far as the Steve Buscemi, the Atlantic City show. Marty Scorsese directed that, who was my teacher at NYU back in the late 60s. So I respected that. I said, I'm going to take a look at them, even though, and Steve
Right.
Buscemi's a good actor.
I ran into Steve Buscemi on the
Gangster.
street actually not that long ago, and I had to stop him.
You
He was
did?
so nice.
We're going to trade Steve Buscemi stories. I ran
Yeah.
into him too, and he was not so nice.
Oh really? He was so
Beat
nice
me up.
to me.
No,
Really?
but he psychologically he was. I mean, look, he was
Yeah, he
working.
can
He
stop
was
a
in
lot.
Las Vegas.
Oh.
And I was a cab driver there for a while.
Wow.
Oh, it's another part.
Wow.
Should we read my history? Anyway.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
And
do it.
he was just not very friendly. It was that movie where there were criminals on the airplane called Con Air
Okay.
or something.
Yeah.
And he was one of the bad people. And it was in the coffee shop. And I was just at the end of my night.
Right.
And Steve Buscemi and these other guys, I guess they were bleary-eyed. They were ready to go shoot at 7
Yeah.
in the morning.
Uh,
So they weren't very happy and bubbly.
Right.
So that's my Steve Buscemi. If you hear this, you're gonna have to apologize to me.
Yeah,
That's
and,
okay.
and how do you
Be
say your
unfriendly.
name? Is it Buscemi?
I'm
Is
not
it
sure.
Buscemi?
Buscemi. Yeah,
Yeah.
Buscemi. He's a terrific actor. Though.
Yeah, he is.
Honestly.
There's a Tumblr
Yeah.
of him, like, that my daughter showed me, because his son is in a
Oh.
band that is local.
Sure.
But there's a Tumblr,
Mhm.
which is like a blog site, and it's
Mhm.
like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like pictures of all famous people with Steve Buscemi's eyes.
Really?
It's
How-
so
what an
funny. You
idea.
can see like all these people, and they have
Mhm.
his bulging eyes on them.
Yeah, and
It's a great site.
so. As I
So
said,
what's your history in
here
3
is-
minutes or less?
these are notes from the ReW FeRRiS BuTLeR book coming out. This is sort of a rough, like a
Wow.
Picasso sketch of some of the notes
Read it for me.
about some of them.
I
I
can't
don't
see
want to get
anything
arrested
anymore.
or scandalous or whatever. Or,
Oh.
I do want to get arrested.
Oh, good. Then have a
That's it.
pancake.
Get me into the news.
There you go. There you
This is
go.
something about my book, about my life. Who
Can
I
you
am.
read it,
ReW
Karen?
FeRRiS BuTLeR.
Well, from the top here.
Yeah, he's the real FeRRiS BuTLeR.
Yeah, because on Saturday Night Live, Del Close, who ended up being part of that Chicago group, with John Hughes and they're all dead, said, I want to make a movie based on your life because you're so wild and
So
nutty.
did you used to
Used
like cut
walk around.
school and everything?
I didn't cut school, but I did things as bad as that. We played
Did you steal
pranks.
cars?
We played phony phone calls with
You
my
remember
friends.
back in the day, phony
And we
phone calls?
recorded them on a Wallensack tape recorder.
Wow, you were ahead of your
Because my mother
time.
and father had a tape recorder, not many people did. at
In
that
Brooklyn?
time. In Brooklyn. We came up. So we did our things. We threw eggs off roofs. So I didn't
Like
do
on
this-
just an ordinary day?
No, that was during intercession when we had a week to kill.
Oh, so
then
out of
threw
boredom?
smoke bombs. Well, I sound like a terrorist.
Yeah.
No, those little smoke
He
bombs.
is FeRRiS BuTLeR.
Oh yeah, and I just wasn't the in crowd. I wasn't the kid, the person with the car, but I still was. People knew me.
Right, as FeRRiS BuTLeR. It's
Yeah.
kind of an outrageous name to begin with.
Yeah, it is, and I grew up with that cross to bear. And on Saturday Night Live, I was FeRRiS BuTLeR. And there was no FeRRiS because that was only 1981.
So that
So
was
they all came to
before.
my room to. I won't go into it now.
To smoke pot?
Well,
Do more things like
someone
yeah.
said that. Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
said that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And
So they
used to
party
do a lot of
backstage on
caffeine.
Saturday?
They even used to do cocaine there during the Belushi days.
Well, they did
I
more
was
than
very
cocaine with
against such a
Belushi.
thing.
I
But I am that person. The movie has a certain plot, and I didn't come from Chicago. I don't have a
Right.
father that ran an ad agency.
Okay.
But somebody at Saturday Night Live says to me, and he was a great comedy coach, Del Close,
Okay.
who's the guru behind the Second City. I'd like to make a movie based on your life. I said, go ahead. And 3 years later, I see, strangely enough,
FeRRiS
and
BuTLeR.
a lot of my friends, my brother, who's a smart person, even though he doesn't party, take ecstasy every night like me, and because he's a sensible man that worked for the banks, he said, I think they took that from you.
Oh, duh.
And
Right.
other friends said, yeah, and other guy in Vegas, I know that they, and
So any highlights?
so
that
this
you can
is
see?
sort of rough notes about
Good
the
for
book
you.
about
Oh, here we go. I took nude pics of a woman before I was married in 1973. I
yes.
set up a studio in my Upper West Side apartment. Lights on, aluminum stands, a
Yes.
Honeywell Penta
Honeywell Pentax.
I remember
Honeywell,
those.
Yeah.
35 millimeter, paper taped to the wall.
So you had an exciting life,
Wow.
and it's
Yes,
not
that's
over
one
yet.
of the things I did. I mean, I didn't sell them. I tried to sell them once, and the woman at the photo agency said they're not gynecological enough.
Oh.
Years later, I mean, that's fine.
They weren't dirty
I wasn't
enough.
trying to make porn. I was
Right.
just something creative.
Wow.
Educational.
Well, it is National Pancake Day,
Anyway,
FeRRiS. Would you
National
like a
Pancake-
piece of pancake?
Yes, I would. and
Go
I have-
for it.
Oh, I don't want to get too fat because I was 208 pounds when I was including in Vegas.
Wow.
Doing a Sinatra impersonation.
Can you do one now?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I imitate Sinatra. That's one of my things I do. I was in Vegas for about 6 months. I had a little gig.
Let's
I had
hear
my
it. Let's hear it.
boombox. I had my mic. All right.
Now that you have a
After
mouthful of
Thanksgiving,
pancake.
well, you want to just a cappella?
Yeah. Do
Which
it for
song do you
Andy
like to hear?
Williams.
Yeah, Andy Williams died, by the way. He did on the rock video for my ex-wife Beverly's
Yes?
Lollipop. He did the pop. Go to
Oh, really?
YouTube on a music video.
Wow.
You want to hear my song
Yeah.
now?
And then we gotta go.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart, you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin.
Woo! Good for you. So how do people find you again?
Well, they find me on FeRRiS BuTLeR program, Channel 57.
Every Sunday
and
night.
Every Sunday night.
At 11:30.
11:30, that's my current showcase.
Yeah.
This I have to, I'll put away because...
And you'll come visit when you come back to New York?
This is in page 6. Yes, I will. I mean, I
Okay.
gotta go back to Nashville. I'm working with Beverly Ross, who's
Yeah.
gonna have her book coming out soon.
Good for you.
Okay.
It's always a treat. Finish your pancake.
Oh, I will.
It's
I
right
will.
there.
And,
Thank you, FeRRiS
You're so
BuTLeR
welcome,
Butler.
you, and
Karen
Karen,
Preacher.
for being with you.
Yeah,
welcome.
exactly.
I'm happy.
Oh, yay. Give it up. FeRRiS
Okay.
BuTLeR, the original Butler.
Okay.
We'll be back. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know.
This time, this time, this time, this time I'm done with you. Done with you. Done with you. This time I'm done with you. My heart.